Chad Saaiman.
Weekdays 6 to 9 p.m. Exclusive to Good Hope FM. Simon says, yo, what's up?
It is Chad Saaiman on the beat. If you just joined in, welcome to the show. You know we have a special conversation on a Thursday, but sometimes you get a special artist who we just, it was can't be defined only by genre, but also can't be defined by the day of the week. Welcome to the show, singer, songwriter, activist, and so forth. So many things you get to do. But I want to say welcome to you first, Moonga K. Thank you for being here with us, man.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Listen, man, welcome to Cape Town.
Thank you. It's been beautiful. What a beautiful city. The weather's been amazing.
Yeah. It's been a good time. It's a good weekend. Good weekend to be in Cape Town.
Absolutely.
Listen, man, let's talk about how you feel when you're in the city. Do you feel inspired when you are here? Do you feel relaxed? How do you feel when you leave here?
Definitely relaxed. When I come to Cape Town, it's always just to take a break. Get aligned with just the shakes of the world and the motions of it all, and just learn to pause. And just be alive.
I love that. And I love the fact that it's 2 hours away from Joburg.
Yeah.
It's not like
flying wise. I mean, I've taken a bus once before. I think that was 22, 23 hours in the pandemic. Never doing that again. No.
Yeah, no, a bus to Cape Town from Joburg is not for the faint-hearted, man. Let's talk about Garden.
Yes.
Let's talk about your album, man.
Yes.
How long, I don't want to say how long did it take, but I know it was a labor of love.
Yeah.
I know with making an album, you find yourself, you lose yourself, you find yourself again, you laugh, you cry, you want to strive for excellence or perfection?
No, not really. I think that the idea of perfection removes the authenticity of music, and so I think for me, my process as a creator and as a writer has always been really fast. Like we finished this album and like all the songs in probably a month.
Oh, no ways.
Yeah, no, I write songs every day. So I'm like, my intention in the last 2.5 years has always been when I go in the studio, I don't leave without at least 10 songs completed, full songs.
What?
And that's just a skill that I've honed.
No. I need some proof. Can someone
put me in the studio now? Put me in the booth, coach.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah, I've trained myself to do that. It's a muscle memory or skill, as they say now. So with the album, I already knew that I wanted to call it Garden.
Okay.
And I knew that I wanted to firstly make an album and a body of work that spoke to the different motions I was going through in the past year, because what a horrible past year it's been for me on a mental health level. So it was just therapeutic to just write about all of those experiences, and also just amplify a lot of stories that I had found and heard through people that I met in the past year. So that's a body of work that I'm so very proud of, that took so much time and effort and money from my pockets.
Being an independent artist as well, right? Can you explain to the listener what that means?
So being an independent artist is basically you are not signed to a major label. Universal, Def Jam, all of these major labels are not in the picture. And so you don't have a machine of money being pumped into promoting your music and putting you out there, and you have to do that yourself. You have to be your own champion, and it ebbs and flows, and it is a scary process, but I believe in ownership all the way, and so there was no other way I wanted to run my career.
I think that's a great message for anyone listening. I think and nothing against the folks obviously who have deals and have teams, boardrooms of people just working on their careers, and some artists require that. I think some humans require that.
I require that too as a human.
Must be nice. Listen, man, let's also talk about some of the music. I think I was playing when I just got on air. I was playing Fool's Gold, and then at a later stage, I was performing, maybe in the shower. I was playing All That I Deserve.
Yes, I remember that. Yes, thank you.
And I think those songs are so special, man, and I think it was so cool that we could bring it to the folks and just get it into a space where I think traditionally it wouldn't have just played naturally.
Yes.
So we thank you for the music, man. What are some of the songs when you're out there performing that people are just, you can kind of tell when you sing to them that that's the one?
Funny enough, Fool's Gold is one of those. It's one of my favorite songs to play live. That and actually both those songs you mentioned are one of my favorite songs. Especially,
get me on your A&R team, bro.
Especially because All That I Deserve, I wrote that for women, for black women specifically. And when I perform it live, so that's what I do when I go into the studio. I like to always envision how it would translate on stage. That's how I create songs, because obviously my dream is to tour, to travel the world and perform as many shows as possible. And so to be able to hone that through writing these songs and going on stage and connecting with folks. Like, and just I'm just a wacky person when I'm on stage, and I like to have fun and dance. And you know, songs like "Fool's Gold," that's one of the songs I just love to scream, sing to. Obviously not damaging my voice, but you know, it's a fun jam, and my band kills it every single time.
Oh man, I love that, man. And your band members are from you have some guys you work with here, but also in Joburg. So when you play a show here, do you use the guys here, or do you bring your band down?
So I started using my guys back in Joburg when we played when we played Daisies last year. It was really special because obviously we rehearsed for 3 months back in Joburg, and all flew down together to do that. But I met these amazing musicians at an amazing restaurant called Open Wine on Whale Street. Shout out to Open Wine. And they're just as amazing and phenomenal as my band back in Joburg, and I'm just very grateful that I'm able to meet musicians that I can connect with, and we align on the same frequency when we perform.
I love that for you, man. You know what I find so interesting, because you go to the studio, you make 10 songs every time you go there, you do a show, a big festival, you rehearse for 3 months. There's certain things you take your time with, and there's certain things that you are fast with.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's if you've learned to master your skill set, and that for me, I grew up performing. I've been performing since I was 9 years old, so it's come to me so naturally.
Sorry, man, where were you performing at 9 years old? I just have this picture of you with your band at 9 years old.
No. I was a little shy little boy when I was shy. It was my school's first talent show, and went on stage and sang Destiny's Child, Stand Up for Love. And there's a video of it where I just look so miserable and terrified. And so again, to go from that and continuously performing at showcases, at more talent shows.
It's a big song, huh?
Really huge song, and I had a big voice back then. I could hit all those notes. I mean, now my voice is coming back since puberty.
You still have a great range. I think you tap into your falsetto where needs be, but I think it's great that you. Do you have any videos of you singing when you were younger?
Absolutely, my mom made sure of that.
That's cool. Shout out to
I don't think when I look back, I'm like, I couldn't sing back then, but now I'm glad. Tone and everything is something that you learn and you hone when you grow older as a singer, as a vocalist. So
let's talk about tone, man.
That for me is when a real singer is a real singer.
Yeah, I get that. Listen, let's talk about your love for sci-fi movies, like science fiction. When I read that about you, all of a sudden so many things made sense in your music, because sometimes I hear most of the songs you release, like even if I hear snippets on your Instagram, or I catch it on New Music Friday or wherever it may be, I always get a sense that there's a element to it that is visual, even though I'm listening.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm a visual person, and I like the idea of living in the future, and sci-fi is the best space to tap into these different aspects of how we see ourselves, how we can be superheroes, and have magical powers and all of that. And I think that as a musician, being able to create a song is such a magical process, and a special and intimate process. And I'd like to be able to have that translate through the music, have it be an adventure. That we're going into galaxies and different spaces and finding ourselves through those worlds.
Yeah, man, love that. Can we talk about some of your dream collaborations? Okay, can I throw some at you?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, I'm going to use my musical knowledge, and I'm going to put you on a few records here, let's speak it into existence. I'm going to start with someone that I know you inspired by early on in your teens, Frank Ocean.
Yes, absolutely. I want us to be best friends one day.
You don't even have to make a song, but you probably would, though.
I think we'd make an album.
I think
that would be the dream. A joint album with Frank Ocean.
I had a friend that made music, and we were kind of connected, and they were like, Chad, you got to make music with this guy, and we became friends, right? And we just became friends, and we just hung out for 2.5 years before we made our first song. But when we made it, it was a good one.
No, I agree with that. That's exactly how it was with my one of my best friends, Greg Abrams. Our Saaiman nominated record, Candid. That's literally when I said I took the bus to Cape Town. That was to come and make that record in 3 days, and that again was Greg and I were friends first. For also, I think 2-3 years before we got into studio, and we never actually spoke about making music. But when it happened, it flowed so organically.
It was the right thing,
and we got an award-nominated record out of it.
That is so beautiful.
Shout out to friendship.
Shout out to friendship. Yeah, man. Oh, I love that. We're chatting to Moonga K right now in the studio in Cape Town, Good Hope FM, Cape Town's regional. We get to share some of the best artists with you, some of the best records, and just incredible human beings, man. I always say, being an artist, being a performer, there's a big sense of sociology behind it.
Yeah.
I say we study people.
Yes. Yes.
In terms of sociology,
yes.
How deep are you into it?
Well, I have 2 degrees in sociology.
You're not a social observer.
No, I'm a sociologist. Yeah. Respect me. I got my pieces of paper.
I love that. Tell me about that.
So, what's funny is actually when I started, I had quit music 2 years before I moved to SA, and when I came here, I was like, I'm not doing music. I'm going to go study criminology.
Yeah.
And that was my first major. It was between criminology and sociology was my minor. And I failed criminology. First semester, I failed. I didn't even qualify for a supplementary.
Yeah.
And sociology in my first semester got a 99%. And I didn't study for it.
Yeah.
I just did the assignments, went in, did the exam. And for me, it just, what came to my brain was this just, it's who I am.
Yeah.
I like to view people. I believe in community. I believe that we need each other, and as a society we need to come together, and that's sociology has all of these aspects of human life that we speak about and we tap into. So I said, let me get my degrees.
I love that for you, man. So you got 2 of them.
So I have a double major in sociology and journalism, and then my postgrad was social justice through sociology.
Ooh, love that, man.
Yeah.
I the reason I spoke about it is I believe with what we do, I think I just think there's so much interest in human beings, especially
Absolutely.
how you, because I'm sure you've written songs about other people's stories that
absolutely.
you may not even heard about. You may have just kind of put together and figured out. So I think it's great that you have that and not just as a. Was it conscious to go study also? Was someone saying listen, music? Was there someone in your life saying?
Yeah, absolutely. My mother. My mother's an academic.
Okay.
So she, as much as she supported my music career as a child, she was very much of the idea that you need to get a degree.
Absolutely.
And then I got my degree, and she was like, you need to get another degree. And then you need to get your master's. And I said, girl, chill. I'm trying to do this thing full time. And, I'm very grateful for that, because when I was younger and doing music, I just wanted to quit school at 15 and be the Black Justin Bieber. And my mom said, no, I'm not having that. You were going to be trapped. And thankfully so, because, I'm able now to look at the music industry as a business person,
of course,
and not be exploited and manipulated, which I was very much in different scenarios that I could have almost been taken advantage of in so many horrible ways, but my brain came through, and the degree helped.
Absolutely.
That
an understanding of human beings is so important for I think any other human being, but more specifically with what we do. I think it's so great to be able to know what you're doing with who. Let's get to. I want to chat about the single that we do have.
Yes,
it's called "Feels Like."
Yes,
right.
So yes,
tell me about that.
So that was the first and lead single off the album. We put it out actually a year ago, more than a year. Well, on October 7th, that was when I played the main stage of Daisies.
Yeah.
And the song came out that day, and we also played it a part of the set. It was a very special time. And I really wanted to make my own version. Well, not my own version, but something that had the same energy and anthemic feel of Lionel Richie's All Night Long. And so I got a couple of friends to come in the studio, and we tracked the choir vocals together just to give it that big, amplified feeling of joy and freedom and love and all of that. And that's just really what the song is about.
Oh, man. How do you decide on that, though? Do you hear Lionel Richie All Night Long somewhere and you get the idea? You're like, hey, man.
It's crazy. I sometimes when I'm in studio, or most of the time when I'm in studio, I like to pick out references. So I'm always inspired by the music that I listen to every day, and of course paying homage to the legends of soul music back in the day. I'm obsessed with the 70s.
Can we be a bit more specific about that?
Well, Motown. So if
we got disco, right, as well in the 70s. So we're talking late 70s.
I mean, Bee Gees and everything. I'm obsessed with Bee Gees. I've watched their documentary 60 times.
I sat with my daughter last week, and we were listening to PJ Morton because we went to the concert. And she was like, it was amazing. It was incredible. And so she was like, oh, Dad, you got to play How Deep Is Your Love. PJ Morton wrote such a great song. I was like, come here, my baby. Come on. Let me play you something.
And the original,
so good.
Immaculate. I mean, the Bee Gees did so much for music.
And you know what? She listened to it. I thought she'd be like, but she listened. She was like, yeah, I get it. I get it. I love this version as well.
There was just such good music then in the 70s.
Pretty great, man. Listen, Moonga K, listen, we're going to do something right now. Have a listen to this. Let's get you. Okay, you can't hear. Let's bring it out. This is Feels Like. We're going to play some of it before we say ciao. Oh, man. Hey, I'm all smiles here right now, man. I'm vibing to this one. We all vibing to it, man. Incredible music, man. It's called Feels Like. Bring it up again for you. I'm sure the song put a smile on your face as well. That's what we do on Good Up FM. That's what we do on Saaiman Says. Moonga K in the building. Listen, man, love this tune. Love this tune, man. I'm gonna leave it in the background. I'm just gonna let it play as we say goodbye. Listen, do you have a message for anyone out there, man? I think that there's an artist listening. There's someone who is loves music that's listening. There's someone that's unsure about where they're heading. That there's someone who is feeling like they're in a hole right now. There's someone who is feeling like they are outside of community. Someone who's feeling ostracized. Do you have a message for everybody?
Yeah, listen, keep going and hold on to yourself through the process and allow yourself to feel your feelings, you know, the good and the bad. There's so much grief in the world right now. There's so much pain, but we need each other and we will have each other through it all. And just love on yourself as much as you can through it all. You've got this.
Come on, love that. Moonga K, thank you so much for spending time with us, man.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, let's talk about, before we say goodbye, I want to talk about one thing that's at the end of your name. I learned today that there's a full stop.
Yeah.
Listen, and I'm all about punctuation, but I didn't. So there's a. So can you just tell the listeners how we spell your artist name, how we pronounce your actual name, and the full stop?
Yeah. So it's and
the socials basically.
Yes, the socials. So it's pronounced Moonga.
Yeah.
And the full artist name is Moonga K, and it's stylized in uppercase letters just for emphasis. You know, shout out to MF Doom. So MOONGAK, full stop at the end of it. You know, and at MOONGAK _ on all social media platforms.
Love that. Thank you for spending time with us.
For having
and
me.
I hope to see you soon.
Absolutely.
Next time you come through, if you are in Cape Town again and you feel like just flexing that music muscle, call some of your homies. We have something cool that goes down in the auditorium here called Saaiman Says Live Sessions. It's pretty cool.
Yes, I've seen some of that.
But let's keep the conversation open till when the time aligns, man. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
All the things that your heart desires, all the things that are meant for you, may they come to you. I'm a big fan, man. So hopefully we got some more fans locked in today. And here's to great music and great human beings.
Period. Thank you.
Okay, later.
Bye.
Feel it. For more, tune in to goodhopefm.co.za.
It's all you need.